All of us face moments in our lives when our perspective of the world changes. One of the most drastic ways we experience this change is through the death of someone we have known and loved for our whole life. On September 6, 2014, I experienced that change when my little sister Emily passed away suddenly. Ever since that day, I have been trying to restructure my life so that I can function and contribute to society. My thesis is about this struggle. Through 80 poems that I have written, my creative thesis tells a story of my grief. I'm not demonstrating how to grieve. I am demonstrating how varied and unending and uneven the process is. Using psychoanalytic theory, I ask myself if I'm grieving correctly. Inspired by literature in which form communicates as keenly as content, I have created a looping structure in which the reader can choose, after each poem they read, up to 3 options to continue on with. While this structure might suggest an element of free will in the grieving process, that choice is an illusion because the options are limited and follow disorienting, unpredictable paths. One consequence of this looping structure is the reader's inevitable re-encountering, therefore the repetition of some poems. My intention is to practice insistence, a method of writing pursued by Gertrude Stein to change the meaning of a word or phrase, or in my thesis, a poem, by repeating it until the reader sees past traditional or cliched meaning. This insistence helps generate multiple layers within my work as a whole, and reflects my pursuit of expressing my relationship with Emily and my grief over her death as unique and still accessible to readers. With my personal grieving process comes constant ruminating, and with each reader's different choices come different objects of obsession, with changing views of a single poem every time they return back to it after venturing further into some of the others. My hope for this thesis is to show how isolating and overwhelming grief can be, its non-linear recursive nature, and how varied each individual experience is. Although she was little in size, the impact Emily's life and death had on me is shown in the complicated looping structure and emotional content of my thesis, A Little Miss. I dedicate my thesis and all of the research and work that's been put into it to my little sister, Emily Bernauer.